Hey, what's happening everyone? This is Swish Culture, and this video is the second installment of 3 players the Golden State Warriors need to trade, and 3 they need to keep. If you haven't seen part 1, click here in the top right of your screen to watch that video first. If you've already seen it, no need to do anything and I'll get right into it. So, this last season wasn't all bad news from the bench. In those games that the Warriors looked unbeatable, aside from Steph Curry, a number of guys showed up and played exceedingly well. These guys were basically asked to fill roles of their injured teammates that they otherwise would not have gotten a chance to play in. What really stood out, however, was, as I mentioned in my last video, that last stretch of 20 games where the Warriors went 15-5. That was the best stretch of the season, and while Steph Curry was carrying the bulk of the load for the team, these guys I'm about to talk about really made those games worth Steph's effort. While some of these guys we are guaranteed to see next year, some of them aren't so sure. But I want to highlight how impressive these guys have been for the Warriors this past season. So be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap that notification bell so you stay updated on my latest videos. The first player that I want to highlight is Toscano-Anderson. JTA might be the most obvious player, and if nothing else, what he's shown he's willing to do for the team on a nightly basis means you'll always get his effort if nothing else. While he doesn't put up a lot of points, averaging 5.7 points per game in 21 minutes, it's everything else that he does on the floor that we use to measure his impact. This also by no means discredits his work on the offensive end. He's improved in every metric over his performance last year. JTA hit over 40% from 3 this year compared to just under 35% last year, and a ridiculous 72% inside the arc this year compared to 53% last year. He's also improved his free throw percentage, hitting over 71% of his free throws, up from 60%, as well as his assists, going up from 2 per game to 3 assists per game. Juan played in only 13 games last year but played 53 this year, 16 of which he started. He tends to be very selective with his shots, and this allows him to have such a high rate of accuracy. This is the type of player you need who will knock down shots and make guys pay for leaving him open. He's a very smart player and almost always makes the right read and play. When he doesn't, he immediately recognizes this fact and tries to correct where he can. He brings a tremendous amount of energy to the floor, and as a player in the mold of Draymond, it would be silly not to allow for his continuous improvement on the team. What makes this so incredible is that he's all of 6'6" and played center/power forward, switching back and forth with Draymond for the last part of the season. His versatility and the fact that he worked his way up to where he is the hard way means he's in it to win it, and at 27 years old, he'll be even better this coming year. He's a great player to bring back off the bench. The next player that the Warriors ought to bring back is Kent Bazemore. Now, Bazemore is one of the more interesting players in that you are never too sure what you will get from him on a nightly basis. But the hustle that he brings on both sides of the court, as well as that 3-point stroke from deep, really makes him a worthwhile addition to the roster. You could even argue that having a player with a salary of just over $2 million start and help lead your team to your best stretch of the season is a bargain you would be foolish to let go of at this point. Bazemore was signed to a 1-year contract. However, I believe recent news has come out that Bazemore wants a multi-year contract, so the Warriors might have to consider their options. Bazemore has been somewhat of a catalyst in a number of games the Warriors have won this year, including a strong showing against Miami, as well as some of our other exceptionally quick starts this year, going up against the Suns and the Grizzlies. This tells me he's one of those players that excel in the bench role because he can get in the paint and perform hot or cold. Not only is he able to get us buckets and play defense, he shot over 40% from 3, so he's doing this in a very efficient manner overall. In 20 minutes of playing time, Bazemore averaged a little over 7 points per game and 3.5 rebounds. He's not our primary ball handler, so those are good numbers for someone with a low usage rate. What makes him worthwhile, however, is that he's 41% from deep. His overall field goal percentage at 45% is more than acceptable, but Bazemore spaces the floor with the best of them. The 3-and-D veteran for this cheap isn't going to waltz into the Warriors front office, so I expect him to be on a contract with the team next year. The third and final veteran player that the Warriors should bring back is Damian Lee. There aren't many shooters off the bench for whom a coach is going to draw up a play for a go-ahead 3-pointer with 2 seconds left in the game. When you have Steph Curry on the court, this becomes an even bigger challenge. Lee is one of those players, and with Steph Curry on the same floor, you best believe that this man has some level of cojones to be able to accept this role and pull off this shot. While some will argue and say, oh, well, that's because Steph Curry in those situations is being triple teamed. Yes, you are correct. But do you remember this? If you are on the same team as Steph and the coach is drawing up a final play for you to take the shot, that's a bigger load on your shoulders than most in the league can carry. Yes, most. While Lee struggled with the latter half of the season, his shooting from the stripe has improved every year he's been with the Warriors, hitting 91% of his free throws this year. His three-point percentage, despite his slump and at times taking difficult shots, was just shy of 40%. While he only had 6 points per game this year, he's another guy that, along with Bazemore, can go off and give you the edge you need to put away a tough team in a close game. His value is even that much more considering his familiarity with the team, which will be important for playing with Klay Thompson when Klay gets back. While we have those new guys coming soon, Jessup and possibly picks from the draft, the lack of playmaking on the second unit kept Lee and Bazemore from truly shining. Don't forget that these guys were expecting Brad Wanamaker to set them up.
Wanamaker swatted. Wanamaker denied at the rim. Having it denied at the rim. Denied at the rim.
We all saw what happened as Brad fell out of the rotation and Bazemore was given the start to play with actual playmakers. His level of production went up just as Lee's would have as well. If the Warriors pick up a player like Giddey to run the second unit, I expect their shooters to compete with the best in the league. That being said, the Warriors still need to pick up some low-cost veterans in addition to these guys, and there will be a lot of these available. My next video will be discussing what veterans we should sign that will complement this roster and help the team win a championship next year. Be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you stay updated. Thanks for watching. Till next time.
So hard, sweetie, get served. Call me Lonzo Ball, bitches get swerved.
Usually I don't get down with these girls, but tonight it's on my mind, so I might eat these birds. I just want